What up, world? What up, world? What up, world? What up, world? Man, it's your main man. I am DJ Double Dose, man, coming at you again for another episode of Double Dose of Reality Sports, man. And we had a crazy weekend, Super Wild Card weekend, man. We had some things that happened. You know what I'm saying? We had a fan base that was real pumped up. They was real pumped up about that number 2 seed. They was talking reckless, but you know what? We're gonna start the show off today a little different. You know what I'm saying? Because I just got a question to ask. But I got my man with me. He gonna go ahead and ask y'all another question. He gonna sing it a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit a song. Let's hit a song, people. Let's hit a song. Am I still them boys? Are y'all? We tagging you. We posting you. Are y'all still them boys? Are y'all still them boys? Are y'all still them boys? Goddamn Cowboys fans, man. What in the entire hell, man? Just come on in. Come on in. Because before as they used to tell us in school, before you can get to where you're going, you gotta know where you've been. So before we can get to the divisional round, let's talk about y'all let the goddamn Packers come in y'all house and damn near hang a 50 burger. And you was the number 2 seed. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. I'm just wondering what in the hell happened. Man, I know so many Cowboys fans. It's too many y'all for me to even name. And I know y'all probably going to turn me off. I know this show is probably going to piss y'all off. I get it, but y'all still my dogs. Y'all still my dogs. But I just want to know, at what point, how long was y'all hoping? What? Was it halftime? Was it halftime? Because you knew it was getting about the halftime? Oh. Flash. Because, it was so comical on the call on the game. They just like, hey, man, you know what? Hey, man, they still got a fighting chance. They was pulling for y'all. They was pulling for y'all. They wanted y'all to have a fighting chance. But what my man said, he said, hey, it doesn't matter how many points they score. They can't stop them scoring. Bro, as we move on, man, shout out to the damn Green Bay Packers, man. Salute to the Packers. Look, we already know who they face because we're about to get into it in a second, man. But hats off to the Green Bay Packers, man, because y'all have done a lot of us a service. Look, as a 49ers fan, I didn't care. We faced them. Yeah, you see what they done against us the last few times they done played us, so it really don't make me no difference. However, to watch them boys, my man said, hold on, because I know y'all might not have heard it, so I got to hit. My man said, man, ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? But guess what? We've been calling you, posting you, tagging you, asking you, are y'all still them boys? Salute, man. Oh, and by the way, if it doesn't get any better, just so you know, the news came out today that y'all are retaining McCarthy. So guess what? The band's going to be right back together again next year. So we're going to do this all over again next year as y'all do great in the regular season and fall flat on your face behind Dak, Pick, 6, Prescott in the playoffs. But that's enough. I done spent 5 minutes. I had to do it. I had to do it, man. I done spent 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes too long talking about a team that is no longer in the playoffs. So, I am sorry. It is, but it's okay. It's all right, Cowboys fans. It is okay. Now, That was part 2 of the title. You see the NFL divisional round preview, and always steal them boys. So let's transition on to what we got coming up this weekend. And man, this weekend we got some bangers. Do you hear me? Do you understand me? We got some bangers this weekend because first of all, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real now. We got to keep it a buck. The Texans is not playing no games. They are young. They got DeMeco Ryans, who was in the San Francisco organization, so he knows what it looks like and how it's supposed to look. You got CJ Stroud, although he's a rookie, came from a winning program at Ohio State. And you look at the way that they are playing. Listen, they got Baltimore Saturday. Okay? The NFL is slick. They put it to the NFL is slick. They got Baltimore on Saturday. Now, we know how great or how good Baltimore has looked throughout the season. Even when they lost Andrews, they were still able to, they had Isaiah Likely come in and they kept everything rolling. We've seen Odell give us flashes of the old Odell. They got Zay Flowers. Hey, listen, if y'all didn't know about Zay Flowers, I know a lot of America didn't know about Zay Flowers. I know a lot of y'all didn't. And it's okay because guess what? You know why you didn't? Because a lot of y'all don't watch ACC football. And more importantly, you didn't watch Boston College. Hey, I understand. Listen, if they weren't in my comments, I probably wouldn't have been watching them either. However, I know about the boy. The kid is a bad man. He was a bad man in college. Zay Flowers is a beast. And when you look at what Baltimore has assembled now, Zay Flowers, Odell, you got Andrews when he's healthy. If not, you got Likely. We already know what Lamar can do with his legs. They got the backfield by committee. However, looking at what the Texans is bringing to the table, man, I listen. The spread is 9 for Baltimore. Baltimore's a 9-point favorite. You got some money. I damn sure I would take that +9 with the Texans because I do not think that Baltimore's going to beat them by 2 scores. I do not think that's going to happen. I think Baltimore will pull out a win in this, but I do not think that they're going to beat the Texans by 2 scores. And if the Texans manage to pull this off, I would not be surprised because CJ Stroud is playing at a high level right now. So is Lamar. And so is Lamar. So that is one of the games that I think that a lot of people are going to not watch, but they will eventually start to watch, if that makes sense. Because sometimes we have certain games that we don't watch. We say, hey, my team plays at a certain time. This is one of those games that I think a lot of people, once it gets to the second half, a lot of people are going to tune in. So for me, I'm not going to go out on the ledge and take the Texans in this, but I would not, and I know that's not a hot take, but I would not be surprised. Now, one bit, not a single bit, if the Texans were to pull this off. Because when you have a quarterback that's as high as CJ Stroud is right now, he's seeing the field. The game is slowed down for him real quick. Quarterbacks talk about it all the time. When the game slows down for me, the windows get a little, even though it's the NFL, the windows get bigger and they see things a whole lot clearer. So be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout. Don't be surprised. Don't say that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that woman. Don't be surprised if the Texans do pull this off, even if you are a Baltimore Ravens fan, because they're a pretty damn good football team. And hats off to DeMeco Ryans. They should already give him whatever you want to give him. Give him Coach of the Year because the job that he's done in his first year in Houston, man, it's nothing short of amazing. So hats off to the Texans, man. I think Baltimore does stop the run right here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans pulls it off because we're going in order by days. Y'all already know. I done had to wait damn near 3 weeks to see my squad again at full. Shanahan told y'all, man, we started game planning for the Packers. He said we started game planning for the Packers in the second quarter. All right, I'm done. Said they started game planning for the Packers in the second quarter. because you look at that scheme that the Packers run, it is on defense. We're going to get to the offense in a minute, but on defense, when you look at what the Packers are able to do within their defensive scheme that they are running, they are causing problems. They are causing problems, and they are confusing quarterbacks. They have been real good over the last ending part of the regular season. And we just saw, I mean, you know, all jokes aside, Dak was having arguably a career year. And now some of that could be attributed to Green Bay's defense. Some of that could be attributed to playoff Dak. Whichever way you want to look at it, the defense still was on the field as he was falling apart. And I would like to think that a lot of this had more to do with Green Bay's defense than it did Dak being playoff Dak. That's just me. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you go look at the numbers, empty calories, as Shannon would always say. There's a lot of empty calories. He got a lot of yards, but a lot of that was once the game was pretty much out of hand and it was in garbage time. On offense, you can't say that Jordan Love is a rookie because he's not, because he's been in the organization for a couple of years now. But this is his first year as the primary starter. This is his first year starting the season all the way through. And he pretty much has all of his weapons now, you know? And when you look at Musgrave, you look at Dobbs, you look at Watson, and you look at Aaron Jones is running hard. Now, this Aaron Jones, man, what he just did was absolutely ridiculous. We want to talk about Green Bay's defense. Aaron Jones shredded the Cowboys. That wasn't a bad Cowboys defense, not in the least little bit. And Aaron Jones made them look like one of the worst defenses in the league because he shredded them, because he's fought through injuries all season long. And throughout the season, you know, he's been banged up, but look at his last, I think they want to say his last 4 or 5 games in a row, he's ran for over 100 yards. And I mean, he didn't do anything any different last week against Dallas. So when you look at that from that aspect, San Francisco got their hands full, because not only are you facing a team that is doing the thing, you're facing a team who has confidence. And confidence is a scary thing. You the number 1 seed, and now you look at it on one end, it's like, hey, we're facing last team that got in. However, that last team that got in has plenty of confidence right now. They are playing at a high level. Again, you're going to hear me say that a lot throughout the show. They're playing at a high level, and they have plenty of confidence right now. So I don't think this is a situation. And honestly and truly, them not only beating Dallas, because it wasn't like a last-second field goal or something fluky, they whooped their ass. There's no way in hell San Francisco overlooks them. Sorry, Green Bay. You probably would have been better off winning by a field goal or a block punt or some shit like that, because you got everybody's eye and attention. Please believe that. You hang 48 points on Dallas in their building. Please believe you have everybody's eye, i.e. San Francisco. You have all of our eyes, all of our full attention. On the San Francisco side of the ball, I don't want to say it comes down to Purdy, because it doesn't. We have too many weapons, and we have arguably, he's either going to be the MVP or finish second in the MVP voting with Christian McCaffrey. He did get banged up the next to last week of the season, but like we said, it's been pretty much 3 weeks of rest. 3 weeks of rest. So he should be good to go. And when you have a weapon like McCaffrey, you have Debo, you have Brandon Ayuk, you have Kittle, you have everything around you. You do not, and I know when Cam Newton said this, a lot of y'all took offense. I don't know why y'all took offense to something that a Heisman Trophy, national champion, MVP, Super Bowl playing quarterback had to say. Like, this man don't got the credential. That's just stats I just gave you. Those are the big ones. We could pick Cam Newton's career apart, and there's a whole lot more stats and numbers I could give you that says that he has every right to say the things that he said. There's nothing in this situation, Brock Purdy, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you being a game manager. You don't have to play hero ball. This is the number 7 seed that made it to the playoffs. They were the number 7 seed for a reason. They didn't win a division. They were the last team in the playoffs for a reason. All the good things I said about them positively a couple of minutes ago, again, they the last person that made it in the playoffs for a reason. So, with all that being said, you go out there, do not turn the ball over. Brock Purdy, you go out here, San Francisco. If we play clean, mistake-free football, there's literally no reason why we should not walk out of here with the victory. So, for me, what I'm looking forward to the most between the matchup between Green Bay and San Francisco is I'm looking to see how Brock Purdy handles the moment right now. Now that everybody knows who you are, you have your weapons. We know what happened last year in the playoffs. Everything is right in front of you. Go out there, play your game, do what you're supposed to do. Don't turn the ball over. And we should be seeing San Francisco marching on to the NFC title game, as well as seeing Baltimore march right on to the AFC title game. Next up, we're gonna say arguably the best for last, so we're gonna go with this one first. Tampa Bay and Detroit. Man, let that if you are a true fan of the NFL, let that sink in for a minute. The Detroit Lions actually won they made the hold on, let's go back. They won the division, made the playoffs, and won a playoff game. Do you know the last time that they won a playoff game? I don't want to tell my age, so I won't. Those of you that know me know. But it was 1991. Man, do you know what was going on in the world in 1991? That's what I'm saying. That was the last time that the Detroit Lions won a playoff game. And Tampa Bay. We all pretty much thought that once Tom, came and left that, hey, nobody saw this coming, that they would be able to do the things that they've done under Baker. You got to tip your hat to Baker Mayfield because this guy has persevered. Philly fans, they're another fan base. Oh my God. Woo, fly, Eagles, fly. But man, the difference a year makes. Last year, y'all was in the Super Bowl and only lost by 3 points. This year, you done got y'all ass put out the playoff in the first round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Baker fucking Mayfield. Whoo! Talk about a 360. In the wrong way. You feel me? In the wrong goddamn way, man. But I mean, when you look at this and you look at Detroit, you know what they bring to the table. Two things that Detroit is going to do. They're going to throw the ball and they're going to stop the run. Their secondary is mid as hell. Mid as hell. So that's what's going to be the interesting thing in this matchup because Baker is hot right now. We seen now, granted, Philadelphia's secondary is terrible. They've been terrible the whole season. So that's not anything new. You can go look at the numbers. Their secondary has been terrible. Anybody that played fantasy football this year, you licked your chops when you knew your receiver was playing against Philadelphia because you knew they was going to eat because their secondary has been terrible all year. So will Detroit be able, because Mike Evans really didn't get off last week. It was a lot of the other guys from Tampa that got off last week. And a lot of times whenever Mike Evans don't have a big game, next week he normally comes back and he has a monster game. And knowing what it is that Detroit likes to do as far as, their defensive game plan, they like to start the run. So I don't expect Rachaad White to really get off in this one. I don't expect this to be a big Rachaad White game. This is going to be another game that Baker's going to have to carry the load in this one. He's going to have to carry the load. Him, Godwin, Evans, a couple of the young guys, Auden, All of those guys are going to have to make sure that they catch the ball, obviously, and they make sure that if they can get yards after the catch, they do that, because it's going to be very difficult for Tampa Bay to run on Detroit. On the Detroit side of things, man, you already know what time it is with them, man. That offense, you already know what they want to do and how they're going to do it. The problem is, well, it's not a problem because guess what? They're at home. Luckily for them, because we know home Jared Goff and road Jared Goff are two totally different quarterbacks. So if this was road Jared Goff, I would 100% be pulling or be saying, hey, my money would be going on Tampa Bay if this was road Jared Goff. But it's not. He's at home. They're inside. He normally plays a whole lot better when he's at home. My prediction for this, I'm gonna go. I'm calling for an upset in this one. This just me. I like what I saw in Tampa Bay last week. Although I just said that Jared Goff at home plays much better than he does on the road. I just feel like the way that Tampa Bay's offense is clicking right now, I think that they're going to be able to go up in that dome and they're going to be able to go ahead and beat Detroit. So for me, I got Tampa Bay marching on to the NFC title game. That's just me. Could be wrong. Might not be, but that's where my money's going this weekend. I got my money on time. That's my upset for the weekend of all because the rest of the games aren't really. I guess you could say if the Texans won, I guess you could say that would be an upset. Obviously, if Green Bay won, that would be an upset, but they ain't winning. So for me, I like Tampa Bay in that matchup. And the game that everybody's gonna have their eyes laser focused on, we already know, man. We already know. It's Mahomes. It's Josh Allen. But what's the big story? The big story is, for the first time in his career, Patrick Mahomes got to go on the road, y'all. Got to go on the road. In the playoffs, obviously, Super Bowls are played, and I shouldn't have to say this, but in the playoffs and the Super Bowls are played in neutral site. Y'all know that. He got to go on the road in the playoffs. And I said this going into the playoffs. I said, and I quote, Patrick Mahomes did not have a great season this year by his standards or by his GOAT standards or whatever, whatever you want to put it, whatever stat you want to put him under. But they have found their guy. Rashidi Rice, that's their guy. Kelsey gonna be Kelsey. Right now, at this stage of his career, he having a few more drops, but Kelsey's still making plays. So at the end of the day, he's still making plays. Kelsey's Kelsey. But them finding out what they needed to find out with Rice, now they have a number one wide receiver that they can trust, that they can throw the ball to. Because we know what else is on the team. MVS, Tony, a lot of nothing at the wide receiver core. It's pretty much Kelsey and Rice, and that's pretty much what they got. So, and when you look at Buffalo, I just don't trust Josh Allen, man. I don't. I just do not trust Josh Allen, man. I've seen him turn the ball over far too much for me, for my liking, and I just don't trust Josh Allen, man. I just don't. And I think that when you look at the way, and they got a lot of people banged up on defense too. They lost a couple more guys in the game last week. They had to call up AJ Klein to bring his old ass in, and he balled. Klein balled his ass off. But they had to call AJ Klein old ass up to come in and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you run out of bodies. And when you're facing Mahomes in a winner go home situation, I got to ride with the guy that's done it more than the guy that hasn't. And for me, Josh Allen, I just feel like Mahomes is your nemesis. Can you break it? Can you break it and march on? We will see. I just feel like Mahomes is your nemesis, bro. And I just don't, even though y'all at home, that's the crazy part about it. I think that that's going to fuel Mahomes even more because it is the unknown. because now he is facing something that is unknown in his career. A role playoff game. He's facing an unknown. So because he's facing an unknown, hey, there you go. So for me, I'll just say this and I'll wrap it up. I like Kansas City in this one. So let's run it back. We got Baltimore moving on. Obviously, we got San Francisco moving on. Upset for me is Tampa Bay. And we got KC moving on. So that's what we got. That's how I'm looking right now. We focus on NFL right now. If I have some time this week, I'll probably dig into this whole Alabama situation with this transfer portal because they're doing a whole lot of whining and crying, but we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that when we deal with that. So I just want to say, man, thank each and every one of y'all, man. Let's continue to grow this channel. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to vibe. Like I said, man, I am doing a giveaway once I get up to 100 subscribers. So continue to tell a friend because once we hit 100, we're going to do a giveaway. And just a thank you. Just a thank you for once we hit 100. And like we said, we ain't stopping. Once we hit 100, we're going for 5, and then we're going to 1,000. So that's how we rock it. So thank you to each and everybody that has been rocking with me throughout the entire college football season. Thank you for coming on as we tell in and we catch up on the NFL. And we're going to continue to move on with the NBA because, Lord have mercy, Jesus. My Lakers. Oh, Jesus. And we probably going to have a whole come to Jesus meeting when it comes to us talking about the Lakers. But that's a whole nother story for another day. So just remember what I always tell you each and every week, man. Live, laugh, and love, man. Live your life to the fullest. Find you something to laugh at each and every day and love on the people that love you back, man. And we out.